G'day friends and welcome back to Dante's Domain. We are here with an unlimited booster box of Welcome to Rathe from Flesh and Blood. Yes, the Flesh and Blood card game. Now, Flesh and Blood is something that I've been interested in for a little while now. I've been kind of watching from the distance and I've had like a couple of unlimited boxes and maybe one or two first edition boxes stored away in the vault for a little bit. But the artwork, especially in some of the recent sets, really caught my attention and I was like, you know what, it's time to crack open a booster box and enjoy 24 booster packs of this card game. And we're going to dive into the Unlimited to get started to kind of familiarise ourselves with the card game and what's going on. But there is just so much depth in like this art, and I'm going to pull it across here. This Prism Sculptor of Arclight token from the new Monarch set was like one of the ones that just tipped me over the edge. I saw this card and I was like, oh, I want that card so bad, but knowing Flesh and Blood, it's going to be worth like $2,000 or something. But no, that amazing artwork was just a regular token card that you can probably pick up for $1 or $2. So let's crack a lack in to Flesh and Blood for the first time here at Dante's Domain. So for these packs, we start with 5 common cards on the front for Welcome to Rathe, and then we hit a slot where there is 1 rare, then 1 rare, majestic, super rare, fabled card next. So we've got a second rare card, and then the next slot is going to be a foil. So we hit a foil common Debilitate for our first pack, and this didn't happen to us enough in the old Dragon Ball. It has followed us to Flesh and Blood. So then we get into the rest of the common cards, which we'll take a little look at to start with, but in a moment we're just going to rush through the back of the pack, and then we finish with the token, and we've got Bravo as our first token card, and these are flip cards, double-sided Rompin' Club. So if you are a player of Flesh and Blood as well, let me know in the comments below. Let me know like what your experience is with the game so far, how are you finding it, what are your thoughts. But yeah, one of the really awesome things that Legend Story Studio has done is like trying to appeal to both the player and the collector. So you've got the first edition where those collectors are just going nuts at the moment, but then you've got the Unlimited as well for everyone. But even collecting Unlimited, you get to enjoy some of this amazing artwork. So first rare here, Storch Response, and then we have a second rare, Warrior's Valor, and then a foil common, Primeval Bellow. So then we'll just skip the commons, I guess, and take a look at the token, because we're going to get through a full booster box here. So we'll take a look at the commons on the front of the pack, but we won't spend too long with the commons at the back of the pack for today at least. So to start with, we've got the Barangin Brawnhide, which is not too bad at all. Demolition Crew, I really love this card actually. The old Flock of the Feather Walkers, which is really nice. Sinker Below, we've got Breaking Scales, and then we hit our first rare, Barangin Beatdown, a rare Snatch, and then a foil common Iron Rot Legs, which is pretty cool. Then we'll take a look to see our token. It's going to be Rinra. I am going to be an absolute disaster pronouncing these names, but you know what you expect here at Dante's Domain, and that is questionable pronunciation, but a lot of heart, so we'll give it our best. Razor Reflex, and in one of the packs that I opened up off camera, as I was just having a bit of fun and checking to see what all the fuss was about, I pulled a foil common of that, and it just looked amazing. I was like, oh wow, foil common? You know what I'm like. Rare, and then okay, majestic, crippling crush, and then foil common Wrecker Rom. So we'll put the foil common off to the side there, and then we'll see what our token is. Dawnblade with Bravo on the back, which is not too bad. But we are going to have to find where we put our sleeves and give that crippling crush the first sleeve of the video. So in the background you go, buddy. You are kicking things off for our Flesh and Blood pulls. Now, next booster pack. What can we do to follow that up? So unmovable on the front, and just the artwork, even on like all of these commons and everything, is just incredible. And I've got to get used to how to put my piles together for the rest of the cards. So common, Blackout Kick, and oh wow, what card game are you going to see artwork like that in? Like that is old school Magic. like levels of violence there. That is a beautiful looking card. So we've got the rare, and then rare disabled, and then foil common, scar for a scar, and for a foil common, look at that for some fantastic artwork. Then we've got Dorenthia, and then the Kadachi on the back of that. So we'll put those ones off to the side, and we will keep on moving forward. So off camera, I've managed to pull like a few pretty good majestic cards, but even in the Unlimited, I haven't had any big hits yet. So we'll see if we can change that in our first ever kind of video opening for Flesh and Blood. So we've got the rare Staunch Response, which is very nice, and then another rare Sigil of Solace, and then foil common Razor Reflex, which is the exact card I was mentioning before. Like, look how cool that common artwork is in the foil. That is such a nice card. Token on the back, Rinna. We'll just call him Rinna to keep things simple, because that is how we do it. And we will keep moving forward. But yeah, let's see if we can hit one of the fabled or legendary cards, because even in Unlimited, like, you think, for some of you collectors out there, or some of you collectors who might keep an eye on prices of your cards as well, there is some value, and by some I mean a lot of value, to some of the Unlimited cards as well. So Blessing of Deliverance, and then another rare Drone of Brutality, followed by foil common. Look at that, that is a very nice looking foil common. Rising Knee Thrust. So what is our token going to be? The Cracked Bauble. And then we'll put the rest off to the side there. So we have got one majestic to start with, some pretty nice foil commons, some pretty nice rares, but you know how things go here. We always are after a bit of the cardboard spice. That Razor Reflex again, Scar for a Scar, Slogism, which just looks really cool. We've got Goliath Gauntlet, we've got Flick Flack as our first rare, and then Barraging Beatdown as the next rare, and then foil common Sharpened Steel, which looks very, very cool. Rompin Club, and then Katsu the Wanderer on the back of that token card. Now, let us keep moving forward. This is going to take me a while as well, getting used to opening the different style of packs compared to the Dragon Ball ones, which have the little cheat flap on the side that you can just grab it and tear it straight down. So we've got Slogism next, Unmovable, which yeah, just looks so cool. Very cool armor and shield there. Nimbleism, the Hearten Cross strap there. Overpower as the first rare card of this pack. And then we've got a super rare. We've got Mugenshi Release, which is very cool. So I believe that is going to be a card that deserves a sleeve. And we've got a foil rare as well, Fluster Fist, which I guess is going to be another card which we should probably sleeve up. Actually, we might just leave the foil rares out of the sleeves, because we are going to put those in a binder rather than store them in sleeves. But this one can definitely have a sleeve and join our majestic in the background there. So not too bad at all, I must say. Not even halfway through the booster box yet either, and we've already hit some very, very nice pulls to start with. So we've got common Sink Below, we've got the Wounded Bull again, which is something I've got to get used to, seeing the same common card just back to back. The Iron Rot Helm, first rare, Steel Blade Shunt, and then Warrior's Valor as the next rare, and then Scar for a Scar, so that very nice foil common, but one which we've already got. So Bravo, and then the Kadachi on the back of that token card. And we're just going to move the bulk off to the side a little bit. It is going to make a quick appearance. Hi bulk, say hi to the camera, say hi to your mum, and off you go to never be seen again. Now, this pack, that's not a bad tear actually. We are definitely making progress and moving up in the world. So Nimble Strike is going to kickstart this pack. Barraging Brawnhide, Palmel there. Unmovable once again. We've got the Refraction Bolters, Disable as our rare, and then Barraging Beatdown again as the next rare, followed by a foil Nimble Strike. So we'll move that one off to the side. Take a look at our Dawnblade and Quicken on the other side, and we'll move those over there. So I believe it's 2 more packs and we are about halfway through this booster box, and this has been a lot of fun to open up so far. I am absolutely loving the artwork of these cards and just the feel of collecting in this card game. So we've got the Blackout Kick again as the rare, which is awesome, and then the Fluster Fist as another rare, and then Emerging Power, which looks really, really cool, even as a foil common. So token is Anathos, and then Quicken. So off to the side you go, and then say hello to the last pack of the first half of this booster box. Now, Legend Story Studio, please deliver onto us some good stuff right here. So Raging Onslaught, we've got the Wounded Bull next, Raging Onslaught again, Unmovable, Iron Rot Plate. Now we've got the Staunch Response again as the first rare, and then Drone of Brutality as the next rare, followed by a foil, very, very angry Orc. And one of the things I love about the foils as well, and I am yet to see a cold foil in person, but I imagine that just how they've gone about doing the foilings, and like just it focuses on like either the equipment or the character or whatever's there. I can imagine they will look very, very cool when I finally get to see one. Slogism, Nimble Strike, Slogism again, Heart and Cross Strap, so we've got the Barragine Beatdown, and then super rare Cranial Crush. Now that is one metal looking card, and then a foil common of the Iron Rot Player, which is very nice again. Savage Swing, the Cracked Bauble there, so we'll pop those off to the side, and then obviously guys, we've got to give the super rare card a sleeve so we can take care of our Cranial Crush. Now that is halfway through this booster box. Let's see what the second half has in store for us. Now, we've got Unmovable on the front, which is always good to see. Demolition Crew, Raging Onslaught, and we just skipped a card. We skipped the Brawnhide, Breaking Scales, which is what happens when you have too many kebabs for tea. Something that I wouldn't mind doing tonight. Breakneck Battery as the first rare, and then Staunch Response again, and then foil common of the Smash Instinct. So once again, another very, very metal card. Smash Instinct back to back. Katsu, and then the Kodachi on the back there. So let us see, Dorinthia, what you can do for us. Or rather, what we should actually say, we'll be gentlemen, what can we do for you? What can we do for you, Dorinthia? Slugism, Wounded Bull, Sink Below, Nimbleism next, the Iron Rot Plate, Savage Feast as our first rare, and then we've got Remembrance as a super rare, and that is actually very, very nice artwork on that Remembrance. Super simple, but super nice. And then a foil super rare, so we've gone back to back. So super rare, foil, super rare, Sand Sketched Plan. So we'll pop that one there on the side, and then Remembrance, you can also come on over, baby, and take a sleeve and join the crew. So what was our token at the back? We got Dorinthia. Okay, so what happens when you're a gentleman and you ask, what can we do for you, Dorinthia? Well, apparently she can give us 2 super rares in one pack, which is pretty cool. So that's the other exciting thing about opening some of these Flesh and Blood packs, is that you can have just some ridiculously loaded packs, especially because there's good cards in all of the rarity slots. You can get good rares, good majestics, obviously, and then you can go even further beyond, just like Goku would say when he turns Super Saiyan 3, even further beyond Super Saiyan. Wounding Blow, we've got the Bolters, another common there. So we've got Snatch as the first rare, and then Flick Flack as the next rare, followed by foil rare, the Breakneck Battery. So that is very, very cool. So we'll pop the foil rare off to the side. We've got Rana, and then the Kodachi there on the back. So once again, gonna move some of this bulk off to the side. Once again, say hi to Mum Bulk, and then off you go. Never to be seen again. You're about to be deleted. If only we had like a paper shredder and then could like instantly recycle them into majestic cards. Maybe that's something I'll work on in my spare time. Slogism, we've got the Brawnhide, Slogism again, Helm of Isen's Peak. You look like you are straight out of Gondor, mate. Light the beacons because we have Fluster Fist as the first rare, and then Disable as a very, very awesome looking second rare. And then, okay, I saw this card and I was like, wow, this must be an amazingly good card. Foil Common, Nature's Path Pilgrimage, and it wouldn't be a Dante's Domain video if we didn't get overly excited about a foil common that's probably worth 6 cents, but that is absolutely okay. So we'll move the token off to the side, and we are closing in on the end of this booster box. So we will open things up and see if we can get something dramatic, something exciting to finish with, because this has been pretty cool so far. But let's ramp it up. Let's take it to L next level O. So Snapdragon Scalers, rare Staunch Response, and then another rare Blessing of Deliverance, followed by the foil common Whelming Gust Wave. So that's what happens when you're not overwhelmed or underwhelmed. You are just whelmed. You are just the Whelming Gust Blade, Dawnblade, and then Quicken on the back of that pack for our token. And we are down to 6. I think it's 6 packs left. And that was a very good tear, except my hands are absolutely frozen because it's probably minus 18 degrees where I live in the world at the moment. That might be a slight exaggeration, probably minus 17. Ironrot Helm, we've got the, not the foil, we've got the rare Warriors of Valor, and then we've got another super rare of the Rout, and that is really cool. His face mask is quite creepy actually. Kind of reminds me a little bit of if Creepy Moustache Nappa were to wear one. And then a foil common Pummel. So we'll check out Dorenthia as the token, and then Rinnar on the back. So that Dorenthia card is actually really cool. Very nice artwork there. And then we will give our super rare a sleeve. So I believe they've actually removed the super rare slot from recent sets of Flesh and Blood, but they had it in for Welcome to Rathe and then Arcane Rising, but then they're like, okay, we've got so many rarities, guys, we're just going to confuse everyone. You got to have like a nice simple card game for the simple minds like Dante. So you keep it simple and then the people will flock to it. So Ironrot Gauntlet, we've got the rare Fluster Fist again, and then Savage Feast is the next rare, followed by foil rare Blessing of Deliverance, which is exciting. And once again, look at that foil. That is such a nice looking card. So we'll pop that over into the background, which there's not even room in the background anymore. That's how things are going. And then Rinnar Reckless Rampage. I feel like we've gone on a bit of a reckless rampage so far. So getting towards the end, come on, let's hit one of those big pulls. Well, let's see what we can do. Now, we've got our old friend Pummel just getting absolutely slapped in the face. We've got a bit of the Barrage, Raging Onslaught, Flock of the Feather Walkers of the Airbenders. We've got the Barkbone Strapping. We've got into the rares now, Steelblade Shunt, and then Majestic Lord of Wind, which is just such a nice looking card, that Lord of Wind, which is awesome pull. And then foil common, the Raging Onslaught, and check out that Cartilage Crush, that's actually pretty cool as well. Card suit as the token, and then Bravo on the back. So Lord of Wind, come on, have a sleeve please, and you can chill out right there. Now things are getting serious, guys. 2 packs to go, so we are going to save Dorenthia for last and see what is going to be in the penultimate pack of this booster box. We've got Slogism to start with, which I think is a really nice looking card. Nimblism there, the Razor Reflex, once again the card which we got in the foil, which is just amazing. The Sigil of Solace, and then another rare, the Breakneck Battery, followed by Scour. The Battle Scape, which is not too bad at all for a foil common. Now we've got the Kadachi again, and then Quicken for our token card on the back. Now Dorenthia, it all comes down to this. What can we do for you? Can we, I don't know, give you a little bit of excitement and perhaps pull a Fabled card? Or will we get slapped in the face and rejected brutally in our last booster pack? So Scar for a Scar, Demolition Crew, Scour the Battlescape, Wounding Blow next, the Heartened Cross Strap. Now we're into it. Okay, first rare, Time Snap Potion, and then just another rare, Blessing of Deliverance. But another foil rare on the back of the pack, so that is actually not bad at all. We will take that, and we will say thank you, Bravo. And no thank you to Rinra. We'll say thank you, Bravo, for what has been a fun little opening, a fun first box of Flesh and Blood. So enjoying some of the Welcome to Rathe. Those alpha boxes are just beyond nuts in terms of price, but the Unlimited is there for everyone. Collectors, players get to enjoy it. So we've got the routes here, the super rare, which is very nice. Foil rare number 1, foil rare number 2, and foil rare number 3. Second super rare. A third super rare, the Cranial Crush. Then we hit the Lord of Wind Majestic, the foil super rare, Sand Sketched Plain, the next foil rare, and then what else do we have? The super rare, and then our other majestic of the Crippling Crush. So not too bad at all. We didn't hit one of those big cards, but there's just so many awesome artworks, so many great cards, and we had some pretty stellar pulls still for our first box. But yeah, I hope you had fun watching the video. I hope you had fun checking out some Flesh and Blood. If it's something you haven't experienced before, let me know what your thoughts are about the art and what you thought of kind of the packs and what you think of Flesh and Blood as a first impression. If you're a current player or collector of Flesh and Blood, let me know what you're thinking about the card game, or you've got any recommendations of cards that you think are awesome, great artworks, fun to play. Just give me a shout out and let me know what you're interested in. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you guys here next time at Dante's Domain. Farewell.